with the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, Local Source, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
Mark Fernandez.
Here.
Lucy Figueredo. Z. Infante.
Here.
President
Open
Dr.
Public
Brittany
Meeting-
Kirkland.
Here. Act of the State of New
Cindy
Jersey.
Mego.
Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star
Jennifer
Ledger,
McCarr.
Local Source, the Home News Tribune, the
Chris
Borough
Monroe.
Clerk, school
Here.
offices, and the
Constance
district
Quintella.
website. Roll call, please.
Mark Vice President Michael Ann Regan.
Here.
Great. Please stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public session. Resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education meeting hereby convenes to, executive session for the discussion of the following topics. 1, personnel. 2, adoption of the 2025-2026 final budget approval. And 3, real property. A motion to go into executive session.
I make the motion.
Great. Is there a second? Great. All in favor? Aye. We are officially in executive. To, executive session for the discussion of the following topics. 1, personnel. 2, adoption of the 2025-2026 final budget approval. And 3, real property. A motion to go into executive session.
I make the motion.
Resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education will now hereby convene to public session. Can I have a motion to go into public session?
I make the motion.
Great. Is there a second? Second. Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful. Public participation on agenda items only. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your first and last name for the record.
Katie McDermott, Roselle Park. I didn't actually prepare anything, but I just wanted to say thank you again. I know I thanked you guys in a Facebook post for making the budget available early this year. And I just wanted to thank you to your faces because it is asking for more transparency, and for us to get the budget early is something that I have been asking for I don't know, like many years. And the fact that it finally happened is really awesome, and it's a testament to you listening to other people and not just myself, and I wanted to thank you for that. I really appreciate it. That's all.
Thank you very much. Okay, seeing no other comments, I'm going to close public participation on agenda items only. And now we are going to move into the budget review given by Ms. Maurer.
Okay. Oh, it still says preliminary. Go right to the next screen. It's fine. Sorry about that. Good evening, President Dr. Kirkland, Vice President Reagan, esteemed board members, Superintendent Goyce, and members of the Roselle Park community. It is my privilege to present the proposed budget for the 2025-2026 school year this evening. This budget has been reviewed and approved by the County Business Administrator and is scheduled for adoption by the board tonight. The advertised budget was made available to the Roselle Park District website on April 10th, along with a Google document for public to submit questions. I did receive inquiries from several community members. Additionally, notice of the budget posting was shared with the community via Blooms. I will briefly display the slides that I had on my preliminary budget. Any slide that we had on that budget, I will just point out maybe if there's some changes in it. Otherwise, I'll continue on to the new slides that I've arranged for tonight. This will be posted on the website tomorrow. So my first slide speaks of curriculum initiatives. All of these initiatives were available during my preliminary hearing. The only other item I added to the very bottom was beginning next year, all elementary schools will follow a unified bell schedule to ensure consistency and promote equity for both staff and students. Special education initiatives. This is the same slide that I went over on the last meeting. Nothing has changed, and everything's the same, so I won't stay too long on this. Our grants, the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, it's ESEA. The grant that we budgeted for this year, the amount of money was $272,553. We don't know that dollar amount as of today. That is something that comes later on. So what we do as a rule is we take whatever we received last year, and 80% of that is what we budget for the current year. Hopefully that will change. That same applies for the IDEA grant, which is $387,419. Again, that is what I budgeted for. We are hopeful for at least that, if not more. Extraordinary aid, that is something that is done in May, and we received the word on that in July. What we submit in May will be for the year that we're closing right now. So that is the only item that comes in after the money has been spent and, services were provided. We're hopeful for something very similar to what we received last year. And again, the preschool, this was, something that I just wanted to, the only thing I added to this slide was that we are going to secure a security guard for the pre-K building. And we also hired a relief teacher. That is a requirement of the grant. So we've fulfilled the relief teacher already this year. She came in halfway through the year. She makes herself available to assist the pre-K teachers and, if necessary, sub in if there's a vacancy that we can't fill for the day. Buildings and grounds, we did pull money from maintenance reserves for paving the playground around Aldine. These are just some ideas that we have. Bathroom upgrade in Sherman, playground upgrade in Aldine, and replacement of an older HVAC equipment. I just want to point out that that doesn't mean we're going to replace the entire HVAC equipment. There's components of it that are aging out and we need to change. Again, this is money that we haven't quite established all of the things we're going to do with. It's about $520,000, but this is just like a beginning thought process for us. Maintenance projects that we're going to be working on: the floor refinishing in Robert Gordon, window repair throughout the district wherever we need it, and painting throughout the district as well. And just as a by the way, as we all know, there's going to be a lot of work over the summer with the ROD grant, finally wrapping that up. It's been a couple years in the making, so that will begin in July, and we will finish before school opens. Again, I posted this during my preliminary budget hearing. This is just a visual of how the money is allocated, what percent is allocated of the monies we received for, where is it coming from, the tax levy and special revenue and reserve. And I'm going to break that down a little bit better for you in the next slide. Okay, what I did here is I did a comparison so that you can see where we were last year. Local taxes, and we all know that that is the portion of the money that the taxpayer in the community pay through their tax levy, or at least the educational part of that. So we're increasing that by 0.44%. The state aid, that is the money that we get from the state to kind of bridge the gap between what we can get from our tax levy to assist in providing our services. And we got 1.16%. Special revenue, we see an increase in that largely due to the preschool grant. So the increase in that was 6.62%. Other sources, the money that you see posted here is part of that is due to POs, purchase orders, that were not fulfilled and carried over until this year. Because of the ROD grant, we have to allocate money in advance, and that money is carried over until we're completing the project and paying that out. Other sources, reserves, that's for facility upgrades, $451,000 for the unit ventilators and $520,000 for the maintenance reserve, which is what I spoke about on the previous slide. Expenditures, again, I had this slide on the preliminary presentation. It's just nice to see it visually. I want to point out that the percentages you see on this slide is a percentage of the amount budgeted. So it's a little different than the next slide we're going to be looking at shortly. Just so you know, that's the percentage allocated for those different categories. Again, the revenues, so this year, this is a comparison just to show you where we're at from last year. So the general fund tax levy this year is $24,185,714. And that shows you what the difference is in the percent of change, is 2.95%. We have paid off our debt service this year, so next year we have no debt. So we are, there's 100% change in actually a very good thing for us. When you bring that all together, we look at an increase of only 0.44% for taxes because we've paid off our debt. Expenditure comparisons, again, you know, I will post this, you can go over it, I won't go line by line. It just gives you an idea of what we did last year, what we're planning to do this year, the difference between the two numbers and the percentage of change. There are some places where you might see a different percentage of change. There are reasons for that, but again, it just gives you a little bit of a comparison for that. Local tax impact. So the average assessed value of property right now in Roselle Park is $253,379. What that means to you as a homeowner is that for your every dollar, 253K, that's your value of your property is assessed at, you will increase your taxes by $34 this year. So again, it's all based on your assessed value. That's good news. Okay, and that's all I wanted to just say. This budget reflects our continued commitment to fiscal responsibility while supporting the educational needs of our students. Thank you for your attention and ongoing support of our schools.
Thank you, Ms. Maurer, for that wonderful budget presentation. Do any board members have any questions before we move on to the agenda items? Nope. Okay. So we are going to move on to the agenda. Personnel. 1, staff appointment. 2, step correction. 3, employment contract, school business administrator board secretary. 4, new and non-tenured administrative staff. 5, HIT grant. And can I have a motion to approve the personnel section?
Motion.
Great. Is there a second? Great. Can we have roll call, please?
Mark Fernandez,
Yes.
Z. Infante,
Yes.
Chris Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Regan,
Yes.
President Dr. Kirkland.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Great. Thank you. And so at this time, I would like to congratulate and invite our new Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum Instruction, Ms. Games, to come up and introduce herself.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for having me and for approving me and having me tonight. So I wanted to just give you all a little bit of a background. So I am, first and foremost, born and raised in Florida. I am not from New Jersey. And marrying into the military brought us up and around the East Coast. I was privileged enough to be able to teach everywhere we've been stationed, which was a phenomenal education for me, teaching everywhere. So through the military, we did end up in New Jersey. And my joke is, like every good Floridian, we move and retire in New Jersey, right? That's what everybody does. But here we are. We have been here since 2011. My husband since retired, and this is where we have been. We love it here. I have a daughter who's a senior and graduating this year, a son that's a freshman. So I spent 10 years teaching, moved into being a literacy coach, and then the last 8 years I have been a curriculum director. Within that time frame, I earned my master's degree, and most recently my doctorate in organizational leadership with an emphasis in special education. During that time, I am very proud of some of the accomplishments to be able to focus on RTI and MTSS, data-driven interventions across the district, and being able to specifically collaborate not only with departments across districts, but schools across districts, just to be able to ensure a cohesive curriculum instruction throughout a district to support students. And something I'm very, very proud of, actually, that just recently happened about 2 weeks ago, was being awarded a visionary leader in Burlington County in the area of director. So it's an exciting way to end my career in Burlington County. I'm very excited to be here and really appreciate it. My vision for curriculum instruction, as I've shared, with the interview panel, is really grounded in a commitment in ensuring that students have access to engaging, inclusive, authentic learning experiences that prepare them for a world when they leave this building, for whatever that looks like for them, whatever avenue they choose to explore. And within this district, it means working closely with administrators, with the board, with parents, with teachers, with students, to ensure a cohesive, standards-aligned, data-informed, culturally responsive curriculum that responds to student needs. The heart of that is a commitment to continuous growth, ensuring that we use teacher feedback to reflect, refine, and continuously grow so that we're continuing to meet the students' needs. One thing that I pride myself on is collaboration at all levels, from the top all the way down to students. One of my favorite quotes is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. It takes a village. The Department of Curriculum Instruction is not a solo entity. It's something that we work together to be able to go far. So I'm very excited to work alongside with everybody to continue to grow and to move forward in this district. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm very excited to work here with everybody.
Thank you very much, and welcome again.
Thank you.
Great. Now we are going to move on to business. 5, adoption of the 2025-2026 final budget approval. Okay. And can I have a motion to approve the business section?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Great. Roll call, please.
Mark Fernandez,
Yes.
Z. Infante,
Yes.
Chris Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Regan,
Yes.
President Dr. Kirkland.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Great. Is there any continuing or new business?
I just want to acknowledge, I have a little list. Aldine School's next PTO meeting will be on May 5th. Chris, can you tell me what time is it? 7 p.m.? 7 p.m. In the Aldine Auditorium. Go check out my alma mater. And yeah, Policy Committee will be meeting in May and June to discuss some policies. And yeah, just a huge thank you to Ms. Maurer. And I'm so glad that we are able to continue the relationship here in Roselle Park that you have had with us for years now. And your commitment to the district is so appreciated. And I look forward to many years working together.
Thank you.
Great. So at this time, we're going to move into public participation. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I just want to address the 5 board members that are here today, because we've had a board member call us out for missing a meeting, and that board member's not here for whatever reason. And it just shows the commitment that the 5 of us have had since the beginning of this school year, and the commitment that we continue to have for the residents and the students of Roselle Park. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. We will now move into public participation. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your first and last name for the record. Seeing none, I'm going to close public participation. Okay. I guess motion for adjournment.
Can I make one more statement really quickly? Dr. Kirkland? Great. Remind me how I say your last name? Gomez. Mrs. Gomez, welcome to the district. And I think our family here is going to find real comfort in having someone who's experienced with our special education, with making a place feel like home. I spoke to Ms. Goyce about you joining us here, and she spoke with such enthusiasm about partnership. And I appreciate that you said that about you want to get there fast, you want to get there together, right? It's important that we work together and collaborate. And yeah, just thank you for acknowledging authenticity and access and inclusivity. This is what's going to take us farther than where we have gone before. So thank you for joining the family.
Yeah, thank you as well, Ms. Gomez. As a board member and a parent of 2 students that are going to be at least another 8 or 10 years in this school district, thank you for your comments. They're well received.
So there is something that I forgot to mention. So for the Vision 2035 committee, as most know, we have a survey listed on the website for any community members that want to participate on that committee. Survey is the wrong word, more like an application. So if you are interested in being on that committee to being a community representative, please visit the website to fill it out. We are closing the survey tomorrow, and so we just wanted to make one more push for anyone who wants to do it but hasn't had the chance to. Okay. Can I please have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Is there a second? Second. Great. The next regular scheduled board. Oh, wow. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, guys. The next scheduled board meeting will be on Tuesday, May 20th at 6 p.m. The board meeting will be held here in Roselle Park High School, and we do hope to have the full board. With that being said, have a wonderful evening.